Game 3 of Dallas-Edmonton was, in my opinion, more of the same. The Edmonton Oilers have been the better team for this series in pretty much all but one period so far, but we also saw something we haven't yet this playoffs. Stuart Skinner won a game where he didn't get a shutout, and we've talked about it. It's an insane stat, but yes, for the first time, that happened. The game, however, despite its eventually lopsided score, was not without controversy, and Dallas fans have a good argument that the first two Edmonton goals should not have happened. Seconds before their first goal, it very much looks like Edmonton shoots the puck clear out, which obviously should have been a delay of game penalty. It's not called on the ice, and shortly after, famed playoff performer Evan Bouchard puts the Oilers up 1-0. 30 seconds after that, on what would have been, had the penalty called, still the penalty kill, Connor McDavid gets his fourth of the playoffs off a play that just for Dallas completely broke. Two players caught forechecking. One gets their puck stuck in an Edmonton player's skate. Edmonton, I thought, had a good second, and Jason Robertson would get them within one when they caught an exhausted Oilers team in their own end, and I was a little bit worried at this point just because of what's happened when Stuart Skinner gets scored on once. However, I actually missed this because I was going to pick Chinese food up for my in-laws. McDavid scored one from the circle with 19 seconds left. But I do want to point out, right before this happened, Stuart Skinner with a massive save, Matt Duchene with the old Austin Matthews shot. If that goes in, it's a radically different game. But I mean, Skinner has been awesome. He was awesome this game. It actually looks like Calvin Pickard is probably good to go. They're going to run Stuart unless he gives them a bad game or maybe even two bad games. I've obviously moved on in the discussion a bit. This one would end up being 6-1. The bigger question for me is, will Edmonton finally get Mattias Ekholm back in the lineup? For those who don't remember, he was injured at the end of the regular season. It looked like he might miss the entire playoffs. He would be such a massive, massive addition to Edmonton's blue line. And honestly, even Pickard coming in as backup, I think, would bolster things. On Dallas' side, Rupe Hintz, he looked like he might play. He ended up missing the game. So no, he was not feigning an injury. He was hurt by Nurse, who received no discipline. But I mean, that's that. Edmonton scored 6 goals. Only one on the power play. 5-on-5 is clicking. I think a Stanley Cup rematch at this point is pretty much inevitable. Those are my thoughts, though. Dallas, you could still come back. 34 shots to 24. That's something to look at. Those are my thoughts. Yours below.